Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going on a quest. But forget gold or ancient relics. We're hunting for something that, in the world of healthcare, is way more valuable. A real, undeniable mark of excellence. We are diving deep into the quest for NAB accreditation.
So let's start with a big question. How can a hospital really prove it's all in on quality and keeping patients safe? When it comes to your health or your family's health, you don't want to guess. You want to know for sure that you're in the best hands. So how do they show you that? Well, here's the answer. It's called NABH accreditation. Think of it as the gold standard. It's the structured, super thorough process that basically proves a hospital has built itself on a rock-solid foundation of quality and patient safety. It's the ultimate seal of approval. And to get our heads around this whole thing, we're going to follow a map. This is our plan for today's explainer. 5 key stages that take us from the very beginning of the decision all the way to what it feels like to finally reach that summit. Okay, first stop, the quest for quality. You gotta ask, why would any hospital put itself through this? I mean, it's a lot of work. But here's the thing. It's not just about getting a fancy certificate to hang on the wall. It's about building a culture of excellence right into the bones of the organization. And like any epic journey, it all starts with one single step, the application. It's all done online through the NABH portal. But look, it's more than just filling out a form. They have to include a self-assessment checklist, which is actually a really big deal. It forces the hospital to take a hard, honest look at itself right from the get-go. All right, application's in. Now the real work starts. This is the preparation phase. And you definitely don't want to wing this part. Think of it as scouting the terrain ahead. You're gathering all your gear, checking your maps, and making sure you're ready for whatever comes next. So right here, a hospital has a big decision to make. They can do a pre-assessment, which is totally voluntary. But check out the difference. If you skip it, you're basically taking a leap into the unknown. You're just hoping for the best. But if you do it, it's a huge strategic advantage. It's like getting a sneak peek at the final exam. You find out where your weak spots are before it actually counts. And these are the essential supplies you've got to pack for the journey. In the world of accreditation, if it isn't written down, it didn't happen. The proof is in the paperwork. Assessors need to see the hard evidence, from the hospital's official policies, to its training records, to reports that show how it's learning from its mistakes. This stuff has to be perfect. Okay, deep breath. The prep work is done, the documents are all lined up, and now it's time for the climax of the quest. We've arrived at the final assessment. You can think of this as the ultimate gauntlet, a test designed to see if all that talk about quality holds up in the real world. For 2 or 3 days, a team of NABH assessors basically moves into the hospital. And this is no friendly tour. It is 2 to 3 days of intense top-to-bottom scrutiny. Every single claim, every procedure, every policy is put under the microscope to see if it really works in practice. So what are they actually looking at? Well, pretty much everything. They go from department to department, checking that the standards are being followed. They dig into all that paperwork we just talked about, but, and this is so important, they also just watch. They observe procedures as they happen. And they talk to people. They interview staff and even patients to get the full 360-degree picture. The gauntlet is over. And now it's the moment of truth. If the assessors found any problems, any non-conformities, this is the hospital's chance to step up and prove they can fix them. This is where they show their commitment to getting it right. And the key here isn't about punishment. It's all about improvement. The hospital has to create a closure report. First, they do what's called a root cause analysis, or RCA, to figure out why the problem happened in the first place. Then they develop CAPA, corrective and preventative actions, which is just a fancy way of saying, here's how we're going to fix it, and here's how we'll make sure it never happens again. And get this, they only have 15 to 30 days to do all of that and submit the proof. So that report, along with everything the assessors found, goes all the way to the top, to the NABH Accreditation Committee. They're the final judges. They look at everything and make the call, and it's a straight-up yes or no. Either accreditation is granted or it's deferred. That's it. But for those who make it, they've reached the summit. It's a huge moment of achievement. But, with great power comes great responsibility.
The reward is massive, but so is the ongoing commitment. The treasures you find at the top of this mountain are pretty significant. You get the official certificate, of course. You get to use the NABH logo, which is a really powerful symbol of trust for patients. And you get listed on the official NABH website, which is like a public announcement that you're one of the best.
But like I said, reaching the summit is not the end of the journey. Accreditation isn't a one-and-done trophy. It's a living, breathing commitment. About a year and a half in, there's a surprise surveillance assessment to make sure standards are still high. And then at the 3-year mark, the whole renewal process starts all over again.
So, if any organization out there is thinking about making this climb, here's kind of the cheat sheet for a smoother ride. Get one person to lead the charge. Practice with your own internal audits. Keep your paperwork spotless all the time. Never, ever stop training your people. And constantly track how you're doing. These are the habits that get you to the top, because in the end, that's what this is all about. Accreditation isn't some finish line you cross and then you're done. It's a promise to be on a continuous journey of improvement, always striving to be better. It's not a destination, it's a climb that never ends. And the only question is, are you ready to start?